Hello people, well we've got lesson 7 today, and just for my girls who have been making fun of me. Hello girls. Apparently I'm holding the camera too close to me, so I've held it a little bit further away today. So chicken chorizo tray bake. I'm reading this from a board, that's why I'm looking up all the time, so please excuse me for not looking you right in the eyes. The recipe is for 4 chicken thighs, but I've doubled on the chicken so that I can freeze half of it. This is a really good party meal for large families or to welcome families coming from the UK. I always cook this as a first night's dinner when my family are coming, because then I'm not stuck in the kitchen. I can actually be with them and having fun. I don't know how long it's going to be before they come again though. The thighs are best, but I do realise that not everyone likes the thighs. But you can also use legs and breast. But if you use breast, cook it as per the recipe. So you're doing the 5 minutes each side, and then put it in for the last 15 minutes. Otherwise, it's going to be too dry. If you want to take the skin off before you serve it, you can. I couldn't possibly throw the skin away though, because it's too good. I'd also cut the breasts in half, because then they'll be cooked through in the time. What else was I going to say? So good luck with this one. It's really easy, it's really quick. You can add or take out anything you don't like. I haven't put garlic in today. Ordinarily I would put garlic in, but I thought no, why should I? Because it's a work in progress. You can do it, chop and change. Try it with new potatoes as well. New potatoes about the size of your index finger, and just cut those in half or in quarters and pop those in. Same effect, absolutely yummy. So good luck and see you at the other end. Today's recipe is chicken chorizo. It's an oven tray bake, but with a bit of preparation. It freezes well, and it's really good the next day if you leave it overnight. So the ingredients are 6 chicken thighs, 1.5 cups of risotto rice or basmati rice, but you can substitute potatoes for that, 1 onion, 1 red pepper, a ring or half a ring of chorizo. It can be hot or mild to your taste, and you've got to skin it. Some sun-dried tomatoes, tomato puree, olive oil, black olives, and 750 millilitres of chicken or vegetable stock. It's going to go in the oven on 160 degrees for 30 minutes. As I said, it'll freeze well and it's good the next day. Here are the ingredients in real life. So I've got 8 chicken thighs, because I'm going to freeze half of this, and we'll have half today. So we'll have 4 today and 4 in the freezer. Risotto rice, but you can use basmati or long grain rice, or potatoes. If I put potatoes in, get new potatoes, I wash them, cut them in half and pop them in. Olive oil, salt, pepper, chorizo. I've not got a ring in my fridge, so I've got a packet of chorizo slices, and I'm going to use those because I don't want to go out today, because I'm staying in because we're locked down. Onion, red pepper, sun-dried tomatoes. You can buy these in a jar. I don't know if you can get them like this in England. I assume you can. I really love the taste that these give off, so I use quite a lot. So there's a handful there, so about that much if you want. Black olives to dress it at the end. Optional, because I know a lot of people don't like olives. If you do like green instead of black, you can use those as well. And I'm going to put 750 millilitres of chicken or vegetable stock. Because we haven't made our vegetable stock yet, I'm using chicken, and these are chicken cubes, so they'll go with 750 millilitres into the dish. Sorry guys, I forgot the tomato puree. This tomato puree is actually the remains of the sauce for the Cleft Teddy's recipe, the dipping sauce, because it was really nice and unctuous, really deep in flavour with the tomatoes. I'd frozen that, so I just defrosted it, and I'm going to use that. But a tablespoon of ordinary tomato puree, either in the squeezy bottle or the little can that you put back in the freezer after another one of the recipes. I've prepared the onion and pepper. I usually cook these together. It's the first stage. I've cut the onions into quite large chunks because Mark likes to pick those out. And again with the peppers, cut them as large or as small as you want. Again, I cut them big because Mark likes the taste but he doesn't like the peppers. Or he would say they don't like him. I don't know why they don't like him, because he's quite a nice chap actually. I've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil heating in my big cast iron frying pan. I'm actually going to leave everything in this pan to go into the oven to save washing up, don't you know? And I can do it with that because the handle is metal. Onions and peppers now in the pan in the olive oil. They're going to be on quite high to start and then turn down low because I want them to cook nice and gently. I realised yesterday that the sound of the frying impacted on the sound quality. So what I'll do, I'll cook them off and then I'll come back on it. With the red pepper, I use only about half of that huge one because I'm actually going to use that to make a starter for your curry dish. I'm also just waiting for the onions and pepper to fry off. I've cut up the sun-dried tomatoes. So, and that's so that they spread throughout the dish, not that you've got lumps in one place. The peppers and onions are now cooked. As you can see, they're just, again, translucid, so you can see through them. They're not done to death. And the peppers actually change colour to go a bit orangey from the red, because that's the inside of them when they're cooked. Just put all the cooked peppers and onion onto a plate to one side because I need the frying pan to cook the chicken. So I'm just going to pop the chicken in there now. I've just put all of the chicken thighs into the frying pan, skin down, and they're just starting to just bubble and sizzle now. The chicken has now been cooking skin side down for 5 minutes. And as you can see, it's nice and brown on the skin side. I'm about to turn the other three over. All of the fat of the chicken is in the skin, so they do let off quite a lot of fat. But you need that for the rice and for the taste of it, so don't pour it off. So I've just cut the chorizo in half and then just separated all the leaves with it. If you're using a whole ring or half ring chorizo, you will need to cut it into pieces of about 2 or 3 inches, depending on your taste. I usually cut it into smaller pieces if there are children, so then everybody gets a little bit of chorizo. So then that can be sort of half an inch thick. See, the other side is browned. That had 5 minutes cooking as well. So it's 5 minutes on the skin side down and then 5 minutes on the other side down. You can see how much fat's come off the chicken there, and I'm now going to cook off the chorizo in that. I've decided to put the chopped up sun-dried tomatoes in as well because they can start reconstituting in that fat that's in the pan. And there's the chorizo, that's all softened and some of the colour's come off now, so the rice will absorb the colour. I've just put my 1.5 cups of risotto rice into the pan and I'm just stirring it round so that it absorbs some of the fat and starts cooking. Do not leave the pan and don't have it on too high a heat because you will end up with Rice Krispies. Not real Rice Krispies, just horrible Rice Krispies because the rice will pepper and it'll be absolutely disgusting and you have to throw it away and start again. And you've lost all that gorgeous fat if you do, okay? So I'm just going to cook that and then I'm going to start adding some water. The rice has absorbed the fat. Mine's not too red, but if you're going to use a proper chorizo sausage, it will be red because some of the chorizo colour will come off. But don't worry about that because it doesn't have to be red, and the tomato puree is going to make it red anyway. I'm going to add 250 millilitres of hot water to the rice. And you can see that the rice has absorbed that first 250 millilitres and it started to puff up. Really, what you've just seen is the starting process of making a risotto, but we're not going to do that today. I've just added the tomato puree, or my leftover dipping for the cleft teddies, and I'm just mixing that through. In this instance, there's no need for you to cook off the puree. I don't know why, I'm sure. So that's now ready for another 500 millilitres of water and the rest of the ingredients. I've just dissolved one of my stock cubes in the, oh, now there's the paper for the stock cube, that was clever, wasn't it? So one of my chicken stock cubes is in there. It's 250 millilitres of water there, so we're 2/3 of the way on our water for this dish. Just going to add it to the frying pan. That's what it looks like now. So you've got the tomato puree, the sun-dried tomatoes and the rice in there. Okay, so that's it with the second 250 millilitres of water in. That's the one with the stock cube in. I haven't added salt or pepper to this yet because sometimes your stock cubes have got salt in. So if you can find some with low sodium or no salt, then you need to add salt. Otherwise, I would put salt at this stage. So here's the last 250 millilitres of water going in to the pan. So you can see it's quite wet, but the rice is going to absorb absolutely all of that water. So the oven has been on for about half an hour at 160 degrees. So I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients to this and show you what that looks like. So there you have it with the chorizo around the edges and the peppers and onions in the middle. But I'm going to stir those through anyway because you want it spread throughout the dish so that all those tastes mingle. Then I'm going to put the chicken on the top, skin side up. There it is now. So you've got everything in there. The chicken skin side up on the top. Now it's going to go into the oven on 160 degrees for 30 minutes. I'm going to cover it with aluminium foil because I don't want all of that to evaporate. At 30 minutes you're going to bring it out of the oven. You're going to look at it. If it's a bit dry, add another 250 millilitres of water and pop it back in for another 15 minutes and then it's done. There it is now, just out of the oven after the 30 minutes. I'm just going to test a bit of rice to see if it's cooked. Yes, the rice is nice and soft, so it is cooked, but you can see that it's absorbed all of that, the water. I'm going to pop it back in now for 15 minutes to on a higher heat just to brown the chicken, and then I'm going to add the olives. So there's the finished dish with the olives ready to serve. Bon appetit, enjoy!